So hi guys and welcome back to the season 2 or the redemption season, and for the part 1 we
Now
are
it's time
going
to see
into
who'll come out
Bahrain.
on top as qualifying gets underway.
Bahrain's track is dusty and abrasive, and even under the floodlights, qualifying is tough on soft tyres. Teams will need to use their tyre allocations wisely.
Now there's a driver we've been talking about quite a bit. Karun, how will they be feeling today?
Looking at the lap times, we saw a real lack of pace from them in practice. They never looked quite comfortable with the setup, and they'll need to try something new for qualifying if they want to get past Q1.
What does today have in store? Only time will tell.
So for the qualifying in Bahrain, obviously a power circuit, but the good news is I don't know how, but Haas was able, they were managed to get Lewis Hamilton signed for a Haas. Obviously our team is still continuing in this race, in this season. So I think we have a chance to do the best job we can with Haas and go back to our team for season 3. Obviously the goal is still to win a championship with our own team. Obviously it was really hurt. I was hurt to get out of the team. Obviously in hindsight I was angry a little too much with the team. Obviously it was my fault, a lot of it, because we did not choose all the sponsors we should have, and we wasted a little too much money on emergency manufacturers. Obviously our drivers, they had some of the worst race in the second half of the season, but it doesn't matter guys, we are here for a new season, and Hulkenberg has just put a lap 5 tenths faster than Lewis Hamilton, and Alpine with both of his drivers who are rookie, one of them just went into oblivion there. But with 3 minutes remaining, we are sending both of our drivers out. Lewis Hamilton with a low driver confidence. Obviously he must have low confidence with how bad his qualifying was. So we are sending both of them out. Hulkenberg will be the horse to the carriage of Hamilton. Russell, I don't know how went to Williams. I don't know how the driver market ended this way. Alonso is, I think, the biggest news. He was out of a job. Lance Stroll has been kicked out of the season. He is no longer racing in Formula 1. So Aston Martin decided they wanted to go with Tsunoda and Bottas, and decided that Alonso, a 2-time world champion, was not good enough for their team. So Red Bull decided that they will take him, and look at that, Hamilton just went P10. That's an amazing lap, and Hulkenberg is out of Q1. Obviously I think a car can do much better, but wasn't able to push too hard in this race, but we can still get something here. And guys, Perez is also not in this race. Not in this season. So Perez has been kicked out from the Red Bull family. Obviously Ricardo has gone to Williams, and RB is now rocking up with Pierre Gasly back. Pierre Gasly is in Sauber. I don't know if that even makes sense, because Ocon is now in RB, and Gasly from Alpine went to Sauber, which is, in my opinion, almost worse car than Alpine. And the biggest news is this, guys. Albon, who signed a contract to go to Williams, decided that he is going to go to Ferrari. Obviously Ferrari, I think the reason this craziness happened is because Hamilton signed with Haas, and because of that Ferrari had to switch their driver and go to another well, another candidate, obviously Russell, I think must have signed to Williams already, and because of that, the only option they had was Albon. Obviously, Sainz from Ferrari went to Mercedes, but from Mercedes, Hamilton didn't go to Ferrari, he went to Haas. This, guys, I think is the most craziest driver, well, transfer I have ever seen. Obviously, look at that Hamilton with the green sector and not the good second sector, still trying to get into Q3. Ocon has gone and done a good lap to get into Q3, and Hamilton hasn't improved. So we are starting P12. Hamilton is out of Q2 in a Haas. I don't know, guys, how that's happened. And Fernando Alonso has gone P1 in a Red Bull. But Max Verstappen is on pole. As always, nothing new here. Charles Leclerc in P2. We are starting our race in P11 and P18. So guys, let's just get into this.
And it's nearly time for 57 laps around the Bahrain International Circuit.
Bahrain has seen some of the most dramatic races in F1, like Sergio Perez's incredible 2020 victory, surging ahead from being last on the opening lap.
Bahrain is known for high tyre degradation, as the asphalt here is so abrasive. The drivers are facing many low to medium speed corners, and any heavy braking will inevitably take its toll on the tyres. Race day has arrived, and the time has almost come for these drivers to fight it out, wheel to wheel.
So into the race, obviously it's going to be a soft mediums and a soft medium for Hamilton and Hülkenberg. Obviously we do not have another soft for Hamilton. So guys, let's just get into the grid formation.
Well then, it's not long until we get started here, and we should be in for a tightly contested race. Yuki Tsunoda will be hoping things go his way today.
Being 7th on the grid gives them a good advantage. This is a great opportunity for points.
But there's no more time left. We've got a race on our hands. Here we go with the Bahrain Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go.
So for the first race of a season 2, we are kicked out of our own team, so we have to just prove ourselves here. So Charles Leclerc tries to just stay in front of Alonso. Tsunoda in P6 has overtaken Sainz. How's that happened? A Mercedes is slower than Aston Martin. Obviously in the recent year we have seen this a lot of time, and we already have a yellow flag. What's that for?
Now,
and it's Aaron who spun. Paul Aaron spin. Obviously we signed him last season and might have caused problem for our old team, but obviously if we had been into that team, we might have done a better job at keeping these guys under bay and do some good work here. But obviously we were kicked out of the team, so it's not our problem in this season. But the mission is still to get back into the team. And look at that, Charles Leclerc has overtaken Max Verstappen as in for P1, and Hamilton is in P12 just behind Marty here and have overtaken Marty too. Obviously there are so many new drivers which I will not try to name because I will mess up some of these guys there, which might be a problem for many of the people here. And look at that, that was the overtake on Marty by Lewis Hamilton. He just pushed him wide there. Obviously Marty tried to cap him there, but Marty hasn't been able to push here because it's his first race of this season. He can't do much here, and Hamilton can obviously eke out every single point of performance out of this car, and Hamilton has showed that by overtaking Ocon. Let's see again how he overtook into turn 4 with the help of DRS. Obviously, Bahrain has much better, well, overtaking zones than any other circuit. So it might be a good race in which, if we are in, well, stay in P10, we will be able to score some points. Obviously, everyone is so close up. The first part of the group is so close. Look at that, guys. Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc just fighting there, and Alonso is only 2 tenths behind Max Verstappen, and Lando Norris has just lost the DRS. But Albon is behind Lando Norris, and Tsunoda is flying high in P6 with an Aston Martin, and Ocon has overtaken Hamilton, but obviously it's DRS, so it will be a little bit of a fight to get in front. And let's see. Hamilton was able to just, well, Ocon was the one who wasn't able to keep up with the pressure of fighting with Hamilton, and he is now in P18. Hamilton 2 seconds in front of Marty there, and Hamilton in front of Marty there, and Hülkenberg in P14 has, all of them have just caught up into a DRS train. Let's see. Hülkenberg had the DRS, just flied past the RB there without any problem, and it was a 3 wide for the Sauber Mercedes and the Williams of Russell. And look at that, guys, Marty getting overtaken, well, almost pushed out by Hülkenberg, but Marty has stayed here. Porsche is fighting here, and we have a crash. Let's see what happened there. The good news is it's not from any of our driver, so it was Paul Aaron. Well, it was a team contact. Paul Aaron just went into Kushmaini. Kushmaini obviously was trying to overtake Paul Aaron. Obviously, guys, I'm still baffled by the driver market here, and with the help of DRS, Hülkenberg has obviously overtaken Martin. And we have decided on lap 13 it's time to bring Hamilton in, well, a little early obviously, but these soft tires, well, if you push even for half a lap, these tires would go off and into the red zone of the tire temp. So 3.4 are really not a really good stop there, but we will have to just, well, fight with this. Ocon is in front of us, but he has obviously not pitted. Obviously, we decided to change the strategy we wanted to pit Hülkenberg at that time, but we obviously had little bit extra life left for Hülkenberg. So, lap 16, we have decided Hülkenberg's time is now. And Hamilton is in P17. Obviously, people in front of him haven't pitted, and Ocon in P17 has not also pitted. So I think we have still a good amount of time to get into front of these guys and catch up to the people who are in front and who haven't pitted. So lap 16, Hülkenberg is into the DRS of, I don't know how you pronounce that name. Obviously, we are going to say Oliver to this friend here. So P18 Oliver getting attacked by Hülkenberg. Hülkenberg obviously have a really good new tire here. So we are just saving him because we wanted to give him DRS, and from there on the outside, Oliver has been overtaken by Hülkenberg, and Hamilton has overtaken Pierre Gasly. So yellow flag, obviously I checked at both of my teammates to see if they are the ones who crashed, but let's see, it was actually Hülkenberg. What happened there? So it was just a little bit of a touch with Oliver there. Obviously it was a little less conspiring than I think they showed it. Obviously no one got any kind of damage. Russell have come out in P13 after the pits. Aaron, well, he has spun again. He is not having a good race, because look at that, guys. Alpine and our team ARD Racing are the two teams which are fighting on their own. They have no one there. Obviously they have also pitted for the first round of pit stop, and after everyone pits, we are with Hamilton in P10 still, and Hülkenberg is trying to overtake Porsche for P12. Obviously Russell 10 seconds behind Hamilton, but Russell has much newer tires than Hamilton, but it doesn't matter. We have a really good pace here. So, lap 23, we are going to push these tires a little bit because they have brought the temperatures back in, and Hulkenberg haven't been able to overtake Porsche. There obviously a little bit of a problem, but it doesn't matter. And we have a crash, a yellow flag right now. So it was Dino Beganovic. I think Beganovic is how you say it, and he went onto the curb, and it was not really big of a crash, but he, I think, must have had some underfloor damage after this. But look at that. On lap 33, we have brought Hamilton in, obviously a little early, I think, but he will obviously go on to the medium tire, and the medium tires are in air. The medium tires were in the air out of the car, and because of that we had a 6.8 stop. This might have caused a little bit of a problem for us because Russell was only 10 seconds behind us, and look at that, see, soft tires is still, I think, the way to go for Hulkenberg. Obviously I wanted to go medium tires right now, but I think since we have a soft tires, we can go on to that for Hulkenberg. And on lap 36 we decided it's time to bring Hulkenberg in, and Hulkenberg had a really good stop with 2.5 seconds. Hamilton obviously must have lost, he lost 4 seconds because of that, and Russell, who is only 10 seconds behind Hamilton, is now going to catch up to at least 6 seconds after pitting. Obviously we will be able to push a little bit after those undercut for 4 or 5 laps. So minus 0.8 kilograms fuel for Hamilton. We have to save all that fuel right now because we will have to fight these guys at the end. So Hamilton has overtaken Gasly there with 15 laps to go. Hamilton has also overtaken Porsche, who has not pit for the second time. Hamilton is looking good, and Marty has decided he is going to come into the pits. So lap 49, Max Verstappen is leading the race. Alonso is in P3, obviously not the best race for him. Lando Norris is in P4 with Piastri P6, and we are with Hamilton in P10, and only a 10th behind is Hulkenberg, who overtakes the Williams of Russell. And look at that, just behind. They are just behind Hamilton there. Obviously Hamilton is now in P11 because Hulkenberg obviously had much better tire and much better fuel than Hamilton, and Albon is in P7 with Bottas just behind him, and 18 seconds behind is Sainz, and we are 25 seconds behind the top 4 team. So there is still a big gap to these guys. Obviously the newbies in the lower midfield team hasn't been able to keep these drives or keep these cars better. They have spun, I think, 5 or 6 times already. And look at that, Hulkenberg with a peak driver confidence is keeping up with Hamilton. And we have Sargent, guys. Sargent is the second one who went into RB. So I still don't know how Logan Sargent was chosen over Lance Stroll. Obviously Lance Stroll, as we know, isn't really that interested in Formula 1, so I think I understand why Logan Sargent was given an opportunity, and because of that opportunity given to Logan Sargent, he has actually overtaken Lewis Hamilton, that too for a race position which he needs. So we have a 4-way battle from Sargent, Hamilton, Russell and Hulkenberg for points, and Norris might actually put a little bit of a problem there because he is lapping all 4 of us, and because of that Russell has lost 2.5 seconds. Hamilton is just behind him, and that was, I think, a Ferrari, and now it's Lando Norris who has done it. And so final lap here, Russell is in P11, Sargent is in P10. We cannot push with the fuel for Hamilton, we can push with the tires, and with Hulkenberg, who has already lost out of DRS, we cannot push him because he is on soft tires and he is barely keeping up to the guys in front. But can we make 2 overtakes here and get back into the P10? So with the help of DRS, we haven't been able to overtake Sargent. So I think it will be really difficult to get into points. So Russell will, I think, be able to overtake, stay in P10 and score some points. But Sargent is trying to overtake and they go so defensive. But can we do anything? Max Verstappen has won the Bahrain Grand Prix and Lando Norris has done it in P3 and Charles Leclerc in P2. Piastri with the fastest lap in P4. Alonso has lost to P5 and we ended our race in P12 with Hulkenberg in P13. Obviously, I think the first race is really good there, a really good showing for us after the P21 shown in the driver index for our car. Obviously, it's a good news here. So guys, let's just get into the podium celebrations.
Yet another podium to his already impressive record.
Their first win of the season, and the team looking on will be very proud, I'm sure.
And we've certainly kicked things off in style here at the Bahrain Grand Prix. Now, Karun, I'd be really keen to know, how do you think the Haas team will be reflecting on today's result?
They didn't do too badly today. A pretty respectable outcome as far as they'll be concerned. But they need to keep
so obviously
pushing.
the team are really happy and we just outside points is also good news that Haas can score points, and it means if Haas can do good points here, we might actually be able to improve our rating as a team principal and get back into our own team. And Red Bull, I think, has the best chance to win the Constructor Championship here with Fernando Alonso here. So I think it's going to be a really amazing season, guys. So if you enjoyed these videos, please like and subscribe to the channel. And do not worry, guys, we will get back into our own team for the next season. And the race targets, we are going to give 800,000 to Hamilton if he gets 15th or higher. So it's going to be a little bit difficult. So guys, keep watching and I'll see you for the next one.